Wouldn't you agree that honeydew is like the garbage of fruit cups? I mean, who eats the honeydew, right? That's not what this vlog is about, though. Welcome back to another Sunday vlog. Today, we're actually going to talk about something that if you've been in ministry for like a minute, you've probably experienced, and that is criticism. So how do we deal with it when it comes? We're going to find out on today's vlog. Going to be a good Sunday. Let's go. The prodigal has returned. Kevin, what's the worst criticism you've ever gotten as a minister?
Oh, that my preaching was not biblical. That happened one time at another church. And the lady said, I really hate your message. But then she said, I really hate your messages. But today was good. You used the Bible. That was my worst.
All right, so you may be wondering, the title of this video is The Harshest Rebuke I've Ever Gotten. When are you going to tell me? I'll tell you after second service. We're about to roll into rehearsal right now. First service is wrapping up, and hopefully I won't get any criticism between now and whenever I share with you this story in just a little bit. Here we go. This is what happens whenever your pastor tries to do a sermon illustration and he loses his marbles. And they're clear, so don't fall. Hey Noah, what's the worst criticism you've gotten as a minister?
Well, as a youth pastor, I speak a lot, or not that much. I speak sometimes inside of the worship center, and every time I preach, an older person will usually walk up to me and say, "You're getting better every time that you preach," which means that the last time I preached, they didn't like it. So that's a criticism I get constantly every time I preach in big church.
Yeah, the passive-aggressive compliment.
The passive-aggressive compliment, yes.
Nice. All right, this is Rob, our leadership guru. Rob, what advice would you give for dealing with criticism?
So I would say you need to understand yourself first. We need to realize that we are probably more addicted to people's opinions than we need to be.
Oh.
So start there. Just realize that it doesn't matter a lot of times what people say because they don't know what's going on anyway. So
That's solid. Obviously, Mel's leading that song. I'll talk at the beginning of it and just welcome everybody, and then we'll roll right into it with Mel.
Ready? You're live? Sorry, that was quick. And Mike, can I get a close-up of Caitlin? Alright, you're good, Alex. Oh, I think I lost you for a second, but you're back now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. You're live. Nice close-up. Alright, you're good.
All right, we just finished second service. Everything went really, really good today, except that my door's locked. And so, no tech stuff, like as far as I could tell. The band played really, really good. Let's go in here, I'll talk more. All right, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. This video is all about how to deal with criticism as a pastor. And we want to do it in a Christ-like way, right? The problem that I have is that Christians are really good at this type of criticism, being critical in a way that is like this passive-aggressive way. And we say things without really saying them. And as a pastor, you want to respond in love, but man, it's hard sometimes. Kind of like, woo, I thought something was on fire out there. Kind of like that. What he's saying is, I don't like this haze. I don't like all these lights. And I'm just going to make a kind of catty comment about it. And that's hard to know how to respond when that kind of thing happens. You know, we're really guilty of doing these like passive-aggressive compliments. Like, well, I would have never known you own a suit. You look so nice. Yeah, like that, you know, oh, I wore a suit to the funeral, and so now they expect me to wear a suit every Sunday, because if I don't, that's not giving the Lord my best. And so, you know, usually with those kinds of things, I just say thank you and move along. But man, after a while, they can just kind of start eating at you to where you're not really resolving anything, and you know that people have these conflicts with you and they're criticizing you. And then every now and again, you'll have that aggressive person that'll come into your office, like it happened to me, poke you in the chest and tell you you're not allowed to speak because you didn't serve in the military, son. I'm not kidding. That happened. That's just ministry sometimes. But I do want to share the harshest criticism, the harshest rebuke that I ever received. And man, it just broke my heart, and it really stopped me in my tracks for a long time. And so at Central, we do a thing called a Christmas Spectacular. We've done it for many, many years. It's a super fun Christmas production. And I start working on it in June, and we start rehearsing right as school starts back. Work on it for about 6 months straight. Just work so hard, so many hours. And it's a super fun way to celebrate and tell the story of Christmas, along with sharing the gospel as well, in a more casual setting where people can kind of invite friends, and it's just a fun evening. Well, we finished our first performance on that Saturday night, and I was standing there on the steps just waiting to visit with people, and this man I didn't know came up to me and approached me, and I just thought he was going to say, hey, Merry Christmas. But he stopped me and he said, I wanted to ask you something. And I was like, oh, okay. And he said, do you know why Moses didn't get in the promised land? And I was kind of like taken aback by that. And I was like, well, yeah, what are you saying? And he said, Moses didn't enter the promised land because he stole God's glory. And you stole God's glory tonight, son. And I was just like heartbroken. Like, as a worship pastor, I feel like that's the biggest insult you could ever say to somebody. The first thing I heard after putting in months and months of work was that. And I wanted to respond in anger and just defensiveness, but luckily, by God's grace, I didn't. And I just said, like, oh, I'm not sure that I know you. Like, have we ever met? Like, he wouldn't tell me his name. It was just a really awkward exchange. And I said, thank you for coming to me and not saying that behind my back. I really appreciate that. And from that point on, for about, for many months, I had to just like chew on that. And I allowed that to really consume a lot of my thoughts. And I think with criticism, it's healthy to truly ask, is there a shred of that is true? God, am I stealing your glory? Like, am I making this the Ryland show? And I had to ask myself that and seek counsel from people and really look at what the story that we told. Was it gospel-centric or was it about me? But then also I think we had to consider the source. And there's a proverb, I think Proverbs 26, that says, faithful are the wounds of a friend. They're better than 1,000 kisses from an enemy, or something like that. And I think that's really a good thing to think about when it comes to criticism. I need correction. I need people to come to me and share the truth in love. My friends, people that I trust, that I've been walking and doing life with. And if they have something to say to me, I'm gonna listen. But man, that just broke my heart and really messed me up inside for a minute. And luckily, I'm at an awesome church where those kinds of aggressive, confrontational kind of criticisms, they just don't happen very often. And I really feel loved here, well taken care of. But man, that's just part of doing ministry, and figuring out how to respond in a Christ-like way is super important for us. And let's just face it, if we're in music and tech ministry, we're gonna face a lot of critics. I like to say that the church is in the service business, and you would think that's serving the Lord. Yes, we're just supposed to serve the local church, but some of the people think we're here to serve them. It's not about them, it's not about me, it's about Christ. So I hope that helps somebody out there. If you're still watching this vlog, that means that you don't hate this channel, so maybe you should just click that subscribe button if you haven't, or smash that like button. It's just fun to get to create these and document the journey, and glad you guys are coming along for the ride, and looking forward to what God's gonna do here at Central. We'll see you in the next vlog. Peace.